The world dissolved into a cacophony of terror. Clawing hands, unseen but felt with horrifying certainty, tore at Bella's clothes. She stumbled back, flailing blindly, a desperate animal cornered by a predator. The sickly sweet stench of decay intensified, a suffocating miasma that threatened to overwhelm her senses. Through the haze of terror, a single thought flickered: the ventilation system. Her fingers brushed against the metal access panel again, a lifeline in the abyss. But the struggle with Patrick was fierce. He seemed to anticipate her every move, his unseen form a whirlwind of icy touches and bone-chilling whispers. Then, with a surge of adrenaline fueled by sheer terror, Bella managed to wrench open the panel. A blast of cool air washed over her, momentarily clearing her head. She lunged for the valve controls, her fingers fumbling in the darkness. Memories of a safety briefing flashed through her mind: red for emergency gas, blue for something else. Red it is. With a wrenching twist, Bella opened the red valve. A hissing sound filled the air, growing louder as a noxious gas flooded the lab. The temperature dropped sharply, sending shivers down her spine. A strangled cough erupted from Patrick, a sound that sent a sliver of hope through Bella's terror. She scrambled back, away from the fumes, her lungs burning for clean air. Coughing and gasping, she slammed the access panel shut, praying it would hold. The hissing continued, a relentless counterpoint to the pounding of her heart. Silence. A tense, suffocating silence. Had it worked? Was Patrick gone? Bella held her breath, straining to hear anything but the pounding of her own blood. Then, a faint scratching sound echoed from the far end of the lab. Despair threatened to engulf her. Perhaps the gas wasn't strong enough. Perhaps it wouldn't hold him for long. But giving up wasn't an option. Not yet. Panic spurred her into action. She had to get out of the lab, find help, find a way to stop Patrick permanently. But how? The security cameras were down, the fire alarm useless in the current situation. Suddenly, a memory surfaced: the emergency exit on the south side of the lab. It led to a fire escape and eventually the street. A desperate gamble, but her only chance. Bella stumbled through the darkness, her hands outstretched, feeling her way along the sterile white walls. The air was thick with the acrid smell of the gas, making her cough and wheeze. Every rustle, every creak, sent a jolt of terror through her. Finally, her hand brushed against a smooth metal door handle. Relief flooded through her, a temporary reprieve from the crushing fear. With trembling hands, she unlocked the door and pushed it open. A wave of fresh air washed over her, laced with the metallic tang of rain. Freedom. But even as relief washed over her, a new horror dawned. The fire escape was locked from the outside. A standard safety measure. Trapped, a strangled sob escaped her lips. She was cornered, a rat in a cage. Then, from behind her, a chilling voice slithered into her ear: "Nowhere to run, Bella." Bella whirled around, but there was nothing there. Just the faint, sickeningly sweet smell of decay, stronger than ever. Tears streamed down her face, a mixture of terror and despair. This was it. The end. But as she braced herself for the inevitable, a new sound filled the air, a rhythmic clanging from the direction of the fire escape. Hope, flickering like a dying ember, ignited within her. Someone was out there. With a renewed surge of adrenaline, Bella pounded on the metal door, screaming for help. Her voice, hoarse and desperate, echoed through the deserted hallway. The clanging stopped. A tense silence followed, then, a voice, gruff but reassuring, called out, "Who's there, Bella Vance?" From the lab. "Help me," she screamed, her voice raw with emotion. Another pause, then the sound of hurried footsteps. A moment later, a flashlight beam sliced through the darkness, illuminating the panicked look on Bella's face. "Dr. Vance? What are you doing out here?" It was Mark, his face etched with confusion and concern. Relief and exhaustion washed over Bella in a tidal wave. In a torrent of words, she explained everything: Patrick, the experiment gone wrong, the terrifying fight in the darkness. Mark listened intently, his expression a mix of disbelief and dawning horror. When she finished, a long silence hung in the air, broken only by the rasping of her ragged breaths. Finally, Mark spoke, his voice low and grim. "We need to get you out of here. And then, we need to find a way to stop him."